This is a somatic energy release meditation around dealing with difficult situations, difficult people, difficult political differences, dealing with anxieties, criticisms, people-pleasing behaviors, problematic relatives during the holidays, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's. That's what this is for. So bring up in your head right now, identify the main issue that you want to work on. For a lot of people, it's people pleasing. People, relatives know how to push your guilt button, your shame button, make you feel bad about yourself, so you'll do things, or feeling this constant disapproval of your mother because, she's not happy with how you're doing the dinner or whatever it is, and you want to make them feel better and try to fix their mood. And when you're like this, you want to fix everybody's mood because you're not comfortable with your own. So pick the main recurring issue that happens during the holidays with you. Is it people pleasing? Is it not being able to say no? Is it dealing with a problematic relative who always insults you? What is it? What is the issue? Now, this doesn't work if the issue is my father's a massive alcoholic and he beats me during Thanksgiving. This is not what this is for. Okay. I once we were doing a show around this, difficult people, and that's what the person on the commenter wrote, like something totally volatile, violent, and physical. That's on the severe end of a relationship problem. I would strongly suggest you have to get people to intercede. You have to bring in outside people into this, even though you feel ashamed. But that's a whole nother thing. I'm talking about something like what we're talking about here. Nothing where you're afraid of your life because somebody beats you. This is not what this is for. Okay. So this is about things that are on the other side, but not that severe. So pick the issue that you have, the insulting uncle with the political views, the mother that's always criticizing you, always feeling like you have to fix people or make people happy. What is it? The thing that makes you dread the holidays. Why do you dread the holidays? It's because there's always some kind of recurring problem and you don't feel you can change it because there's an emotion in there. Because I feel so much guilt, because I have so much shame, because I have so much low self-esteem, because I have so much fear. Which emotion is it? Is it low self-esteem? Is it despair around this ongoing situation? Is it unresolved grief or loss, some kind of sadness? Maybe there was a loss and you just feel sad around the holidays. Is it some kind of primal fear of survival that was never resolved? I'm trying to think of what the other ones are. I think I covered them. Low self-esteem, hopeless despair, overwhelming sadness, primal fear of survival. Oh, and just any kind of unresolved past suffering of victimization, something where somebody or something made you suffer in the past and you never got to cry, basically around it. It's like the energy of a child crying. Those are the five main ones. So pick the one that your problem points to. Guilt, shame is usually low self-esteem. Sense of somebody having a sense of loss, somebody dying, overwhelming sadness can be life is meaningless, hopeless despair. Unresolved, if somebody abused you, they're not abusing you now, but you're just always scared around them. That's primal fear of survival. Um, Grief and loss, if you have a loss in your life, or unresolved emotional suffering by victimization. Somebody or something made you suffer and you just wanted to cry, but you never allowed yourself to. You just pushed it down. Maybe you were told that crying is weak or something like that, and you just pushed it down. So pick the emotion that's underneath the problem. And then from there, we're going to do the somatic release now. We're going to simply relax the body. We're going to bring up the meditative peace, or what I call the peaceful presence of universal energy. And then we're going to allow the emotion in the body, and that's how it peaks, and that's how it goes down and is resolved. And the other important thing is do not go with the mind. If you sense your mind tensing up right now and getting defensive, I don't want to feel this. This is not going to work. If you're really that concerned and your mind is going to throw you into a panic, then don't do this meditation. Turn off the channel, go somewhere else, or DM me if you want, and I'll help you out to do it in a more gentle way, and I'll hold your hand through it. Okay. But don't go with the mind. Okay. Because your mind doesn't want to feel this stuff and it's going to try to distract you or it's going to try to throw you into a panic so you don't do it. But all you have to do, all this is feeling. This is not therapy. This is feeling. This is somatic practice. This is not therapy. Okay. So I want to make that very clear. Okay. So, and I should say, this is not a cure for addiction. It will help with your emotions, but this does not cure addiction. I just want to be very clear. So if the problem you picked is my drinking or my drug use or, you know, any kind of gambling problem or something like that, this does not take that away. It helps decrease the difficult emotions that make you want to do that, but you still need things like support, treatment, maybe psychiatric medication assessment, stuff like that. Okay. So that's that problem. If you pick that one, it's I found that you can't use this as a cure for that. Okay. So this is more about relationship issues. So now that you have the problem filling your mind, you have the emotion that you want to work on, let's relax the body, focus on the breath. I've been doing a lot of talking. You've probably been doing a lot of thinking. And just focus on your breath. Notice this whole time your body's been breathing on its own. It has its own natural breathing rhythms. And then elongate the exhalation breath. But you shouldn't be straining. Just do it comfortably for as long as you can, comfortably. So you shouldn't be straining or gasping for air on the inhale. If you can get the exhalation breath to like 6 to 7 seconds on the exhale, that would be a good target goal for you. Elongating the exhalation breath slows the heart rate down, regulates the CO2 levels in the body, helps with anxiety, and helps the muscles to relax. It enacts the parasympathetic nervous system. So the longer you can elongate the exhalation breath comfortably and do several rounds of that, the more your body naturally relaxes. So hopefully, because you've just done a few rounds of elongating the exhalation breath and breathing like that, your body's a little bit more relaxed and loose, yes. And so what I want you to notice now, though, is I want you to notice that unresolved emotions from your past that affect you during the holidays with relatives, with your family, is stored in the body. Any kind of past trauma, victimization, fear, low self-esteem, grief, loss is stored in the body. And so bring up the issue that you want to work on, the main issue that you're going to have a problem with in the holidays with relatives, to the point where you feel that problematic emotion that controls you. Whatever the emotion is that the mind doesn't want to feel, that emotion now controls you. Because the mind will do anything now not to feel it, and it controls you. So where do you feel that emotion in the body? In your gut, in your chest, in your head, maybe several places. Just notice what, that unresolved trauma, unresolved core emotions are in the body. Okay, then just relax the body. Imagine you're draining all tension from your body. And you're breathing in peace. So, in order to resolve these trapped core, maybe even trauma based emotions, and resolve them, and have this lasting peace. Your body, it's best that your body is 100% relaxed as much as possible. But don't get sleepy. Don't fall asleep. Just relax your muscles, relax your heart rate. And now we're going to access the meditative peace, what I call the peaceful presence of universal energy. It has also been called the peace of God. It has been called Christ consciousness, Buddha nature. It's been called many, many things. The name is not as important, obviously, as the actual experiencing of it. You can call it broomstick if you want. It doesn't matter. The more important thing is the actual feeling of it, the somatic experiencing of this meditative peace. Because this is what will not only cushion you when you feel the challenging emotion and allow it in the body, it will also release it from you. So it's important that you experience it this somatically. So the easiest way to bring it up is this. All that we're accessing here is the energy that makes up the universe, the energy that makes up all the atoms and molecules, that makes up all the solids, liquids, and gases. We're accessing the presence of scientific energy that makes up the universe. It's the energy that makes everything exist. That's why it's also been called God. And so the easiest way to access it, if this is the energy that makes everything exist, including you and me and the entire universe, mentally, not physically, mentally, try not existing right now and really make an effort to not exist in your mind. Because the more you effort at not existing, the more you come face to face with the presence of your own existence. And in the human body, that feels like this still, silent, peaceful presence. That it's a palpable, energetic presence of peace, that you can almost feel it in the air, like it's just hanging in the air. When you close your eyes, you feel it in your heart and in your consciousness, but also when you open your eyes or when you relax your focus and you don't focus on your body as much, relax your focus, you'll realize and experience that this peaceful presence is not only in the body, it's on the outside of the body as well. Actually, if you try to find the outer boundary of it, it's not ending inside your body, it's on the outside of the body as well. So inside the body, outside the body does not apply to this. We are accessing the energy of the universe that makes everything exist. So of course it's going to make everything exist, including the gaseous atmosphere around you with all the molecules that are in the air. So that's what you're feeling, this energy. Another way to access this peaceful presence of universal energy is to think of something that makes you feel peaceful, like a beautiful sunset with a big expansive sky. Actually, the origin of the word heaven meant big, vast sky, which is probably why in the movies, heaven is always depicted as a place in the clouds. That's the origin of the word heaven, is vast open sky, because it makes you feel this vast sense of peace, this vast sense of this presence of peace. Or you can think about the ocean, or you can think about your dog, whatever. Think about something that just makes you feel peaceful, your garden, whatever it is. Bring it up, that image, to the point where you feel the peace. Once you feel the peace, let go of the image, hold on to the emotion. Stay in your heart. Let go of the image. The two are not mutually exclusive. You can separate the two. Just stay in your heart. And that's it. So this is the peaceful presence of universal energy. Some people have called it God energy, God's grace, Christ consciousness, Buddha nature. This is what will help you to resolve the emotion. And to do that, it's best that you enhance your connection with it. It might feel for some of you very, very slight. Or for some of you, you might even say, I got it and I lost it. I got it and I lost it. You could never lose this. All you're feeling is the presence of universal energy that makes everything exist. If you lost it, none of this would exist. All that's happening is your attention is going to your thoughts and your feelings, and maybe your sense of self nervously looking around. It's nervous about something. It's a bundle of nerves, and it just can't focus on the piece, and I'm losing it. Don't worry about losing it. Don't worry about if your mind comes back and your anxiety. Just keep putting the attention back there. Keep putting the attention back there. I don't feel this peace all the time. If I'm going through an anxious time, I'll be feeling anxiety. But I know when my body's relaxed, put my attention there, it's there. Okay? You don't have to be feeling this all the time. I wouldn't expect you to if you live a very stressful life. But when you put your attention there, it's there. Okay? And so your body's nice and relaxed. Breath is nice and slow. You're feeling this presence of peace. And the more you immerse your attention, the more your connection with this presence of peace is enhanced. Yes? So play this kind of game with yourself and ask yourself, this presence of peace that I'm experiencing right now, what time will it end? Your mind might say, that's an odd question. Or your mind might say, it's eternal. It doesn't end. Intellectual, thought-based answers like that will not help you here. This is all somatic experienced. So the presence of peace you're experiencing now, what time will it end? And check. Will it end in the next hour? Will it end next week? Does it seem to have an expiration date? And just by putting more of your attention there, your connection with it is enhanced. Yes? And so anchor yourself in this peace. And the way you anchor yourself is this. Go through this protocol with yourself. Know that this presence of universal energy, this peaceful presence of universal energy, is actually your true identity. It's what you really are. You're not the rambling thoughts of your mind. Even if your mind says, my mother's going to insult me and I can't stand it. My uncle's going to talk about politics and I can't stand it. I feel so nervous about going there. My body's going to be a wreck. Even if your thoughts are that, you are not your thoughts. They're not pleasant. They make your body feel unpleasant. But when those thoughts come and go, especially in deep sleep and you're not feeling them, you still exist. So let the body and mind think whatever it wants. In the end, you were never your thinking. Your thinking is simply your brain talking to itself, trying to solve a problem. It was never referring to who you really are. You are this energy. And this, again, is all scientific. In an interview with two microbiologists, they said all of our definitions of what's alive and dead are inherently wrong. Because if you take a powerful enough microscope and zoom into any object, what do you see? This is all scientific. You see the same exact energy. So therefore, there is really only one living thing in all of existence in the universe, and that's the universal energy itself. And that's what you are. You can feel your presence all around you, right? And so you're not a feeling either. Don't worry about what your thoughts say, even if the thought comes with a volatile, scared, dreadful feeling about the holidays. Feelings are like thoughts. They come and go. And when they go, you still exist. So even if your thought is, my mother is going to insult me again. I'm going to feel terrible. My uncle is going to just say this again. I'm going to feel terrible, which is maybe even true about your body may feel not great. Doesn't matter. The freedom of this, the freedom of this is that you allow life to be what it is without being affected by it as much. You're more emotionally neutral. You can roll with the punches. You don't need people to change for you. Okay? And you will just have more of this presence of peace that people may notice. That's the freedom of this. So know that you're not a thought, you're not a feeling. And you're also not your body either. This presence of peace that you're feeling right now. And I said this is you. Let me show you. The presence of peace that you're feeling feels like this light, energetic presence on the outside of your body, right? Light, peaceful presence. Now shift your attention to the presence of you in the body. There's a physical body here, but there's a sensation that I am in here. You are in the body. So shift your attention gently to the sensation of you in the body. It feels like a heavier energy, yes? Slightly heavier. Now shift it back to the presence of the peace. Shift it back to the presence of you in the body, feeling it. And ask yourself, is the presence of you really separate than the presence of the peace, or do they share the same presence? Can you tell where one ends and the other begins? Or is it when you zoom into right where the two meet, the presence of the peace and the presence of you, you can't tell where one ends and the other begins, just like a wave in the ocean. You can't tell where one ends and the other begins. You are this. If your body started to expire right now, if the physical body started to expire, this universal energy of peace that you now realize you're a part of, does it need the physical body to continue existing? It already exists on the outside of the body. So you're not your thoughts, you're not your feelings. And now I'm trying to show you in several ways, you're not the body. This is how you anchor yourself in the peace, by reminding yourself of this little protocol. I am the peace. I am this. And this is not a thought, concept, or a Hallmark card. This is scientific fact. You are the universal energy that feels like this peaceful presence. And so it feels now like the ocean is all this ocean of peace all around you, and you're like in the middle of it, yes? So let's go into our consciousness now and resolve the troubling emotions, maybe the trauma-based emotions. Don't be scared of feeling. Your body's designed to feel feelings. They are just physical sensations that go through the body. Yes, they may feel uncomfortable. You may cry. You may shake. You may sweat even. You may get even what feels like a hot flash. But all emotions are physical sensations that come and go. As long as you don't start panicking about them, wrapping a thought about them, I don't like this, this reminds me of this, I feel really scared, oh my goodness, and you let your mind run away with it, you'll never allow yourself to feel it, and your mind has successfully distracted you from it, and the emotion will stay stuck in the body. I've seen it happen, and people don't resolve these emotions, and all they had to do was put their mind to the side and feel it. Okay? That's what we're going to do. So we're going to access the deeper recesses of your consciousness, that your mind has pushed down these unresolved emotions. And so, using the analogy of the ocean, pretend that you can breathe underneath this ocean and go deeper into it. Go deeper into this ocean of peace. Go deeper into yourself. Go deeper into your consciousness. Just by putting more of your attention there. And so the more you put your attention there, the more you feel the strength, just like the ocean. You feel the strength of this energetic presence, right? So go deeper. Go deeper into this ocean of peace. Go deeper into your consciousness. Go deeper into yourself. Now we're going to the deeper parts of the ocean. It surrounds you. It's above your head. It's all around you now. The more you put your attention there, the deeper you go. And so go deeper. Now we're going to go to the deep recesses of your consciousness. That is like a cave at the bottom of the ocean, a place where your mind pushed down all of these feelings and hid them in the deep recesses of your consciousness and never wanted to look at them. And if you're having problems with relatives, people pleasing, addictions, constant arguments, and you say, well, I'm scared of feeling these emotions, you are already being affected by these emotions. That's why you're drinking. That's why you're having behavioral issues. That's why you're falling into people-pleasing behaviors. These emotions are already being felt, but they're coming out sideways. They're not being felt and experienced and released properly. Or doing it the way you're doing it is going to take years. Okay? So when people say, I'm scared to feel this stuff, you are already feeling it. That's why you're having these recurring problems. It's coming out sideways. We're just going to confront it once and for all. So don't be scared. The presence of God is always saying, I'm right here. Feel God's presence, yes. And so again, what is the core emotion of that recurring problem that always gives you a problem during the holidays? Is it unresolved victimization? That somebody hurt you in the past and you just wanted to cry and you never allowed yourself to do it? Is it low self-esteem, self-loathing, when felt really intensely? Is self-hatred, shame, feeling bad about yourself, hating yourself even, feeling guilt for what you've done? Is it just the hopeless despair, the sense of despair that life is meaningless? What's the use of trying? What's the use of going on? Everything just changes or is taken away or it just ends. Maybe you've experienced something like that. Maybe in the loss, maybe in a divorce, maybe in the death of a loved one. So you also have this overwhelming sadness. Maybe that's the core emotion of this. Or just primal fear of survival, that you were abused. You don't even have to have been physically abused. If someone was constantly being threatening, yelling, screaming, using threats, triggering this fear in you that you never allowed yourself to fully feel, that's unresolved fear of survival. Is it that? So which emotion is it? Could be several. And bring it up. So the key to this is this. Always be feeling the peaceful presence of universal energy around you and inside you when you're feeling the other emotion. So now that I asked you to bring it up, notice that you're feeling two seemingly opposite feelings at the same time: peace and self-loathing, peace and fear, peace and despair. Yes? Get a sense of it? That was a revelation when someone showed that to me. If you can't feel the peace, relax your focus. Don't bring up the emotion as much. Get back in touch with the peace. It's always there, inside you and all around you. Yes? You're just accessing the energy of the universe. And go back to the feeling. So that's the first key, is to always, as much as you can, be feeling the peaceful presence. When you don't feel it, relax the focus, feel the peace again, then go back to feeling it. And the other thing, like I said many times, don't go with the mind. The only time I've seen this thing all messed up or not do, go well and not be effective is when the mind comes in with some kind of panicking, anxious story, gets the whole body in a tizzy, and just shuts the whole thing down. And thoroughly does its job of making you never feel the emotion, and it stays stuck there. Don't get mad at your mind. It's just trying to protect you, but it doesn't know how. Just put all your thoughts like that to the side. Don't go with the mind. This is all somatic based. That's why this is not therapy. Therapy is the mind therapy is talk therapy. It's dealing with the mind. This is not dealing with the mind at all. I'm only bringing up visions and memories just to get to the feeling. This is why this is called somatic. Somatic means the body, bodily experiencing. So those two things. Don't go with the mind. Always be feeling the peaceful presence when you feel the emotion. So bring it up. And if you really want to get to the core of this emotion, this guilt, this shame, this fear, this sadness, this grief, this primal pain of victimization, this wanting to cry, when was the first time you felt this? This is how you get to the core of it and how you bring it up as fully as you can. When was the first time you felt this? Lots of times in childhood, but not always. If there is an overwhelming fear of what your body's going to do, if you bring this up all the way, then don't bring it up all the way. Bring it up in little bits and parts. Okay. But I have complex PTSD. I'm autistic and ADHD. I have strong emotions. I've done this protocol on myself, and it is effective for somebody like me, neurodivergent with trauma. Just do it in little bits and parts. It can be done. You need to see how the peaceful presence of universal energy, how God energy can help you with this. So bring it up as much as you can. Once you have the memory of it there, discard the vision of the memory, focus on the emotion. The reason I asked, when was the first time you felt this, is because that was the first time your mind said to itself, I never want to feel this again, and pushed it down. And so let's bring up the feeling. And without any agenda to change this feeling, do therapy on yourself to make yourself feel better. Simply allow it in the body. Embrace it in the body while always feeling the peaceful presence of universal energy. Do your best to have your body be totally relaxed. Your breath is nice and slow. And you're using every square inch of your body in a relaxed state to feel this emotion. I would even say embrace this emotion. We have no problems embracing emotions of peace, love, and joy, and that's why they go quickly. Do the same thing with this. It'll go quicker. It may feel unpleasant, it'll peak, but it will go quicker, just like happiness, peace, love, and joy does when you feel it fully. Do the same thing here. Embrace it. Think of these unresolved emotions as like little inner children of yourself just looking for a hug. So the secret to this work, this somatic, I use sometimes the word somatic healing. That's not actually true. Healing means that you're broken. You're not broken. You just have a feeling that just needs to be felt and released. So feelings don't need to be healed. They just need to be held. And embrace the emotion into yourself and let it be in the body for as long as it needs to be there. Your only job really is to be courageous, willing, and vulnerable, to have your body be 100% relaxed, this open, willing vessel. It's like you're saying to God or the universe, I am volunteering this physical body willingly to resolve this emotion and do this simply because God needs me to. When you resolve these difficult, challenging emotions, you help to bring peace to the world, starting with yourself and then your family. This is God's work. God is asking you right now, will you do this for me? Will you feel this trapped core emotion for me? And volunteer your body so I can do the rest. I can't do it without you. To just volunteer to feel this, and God does the rest. You give the emotion up, and by feeling it, and God receives it. And that is the origin of the word forgive. You give the emotion up, God receives it. God will release this from you, but only when it is fully felt and experienced in the body. And that's why God's peace will help you. If any other emotions are coming up, a lot of times people report sadness. despair. Do your best to not put any concepts, label, or stories to it. Again, don't go with the mind. This is all somatic. This is all feelings based. Stay with your heart. Stay with the peace. Whatever's coming up in the body, allow it. Sometimes it may feel like an energetic rush or a whoosh. Sometimes people report, I couldn't tell exactly what the emotion was. There were so many coming up. Yes. Or sometimes just one thing. The secret to this is also you are not deciding what emotion is going to come up now. God decides. Your intuition decides. Your connection with God decides. Your only job is to be courageous and be 100% willing to have your body be experiencing this. God does the rest. So if there's any thoughts coming up, memories that are coming up, sometimes people report there's these seemingly unrelated memories coming up now with these emotions. Yes, that's basically God saying, I need you to resolve this too at this time. God is asking you to do this. How do I know? Because you're here at this meditation doing this. And if you're doing this, this is God saying, I need you to resolve this feeling for me. Will you do this for me? You will, once you do what God does, which is embrace everything, you will know God's peace. God is peaceful, not because God is rejecting things. God is peaceful because God is embracing everything, because everything is a part of what God is, even your emotions. Just like the ocean embraces every wave. There's not a single wave that the ocean rejects because the ocean knows every wave is itself, just like the emotions. To do what God does. That's why God is also called unconditional love. Do what God does and embrace all of this, and you will know peace. You will know God's peace. Got a sense of it? So we're not, in the end, cutting it out, pushing it down, avoiding it. We are integrating it, just like a wave going back down into the ocean. You have that ocean of peace all around you, and the emotion was like a wave coming out of it. And just by relaxing your resistance around feeling this emotion, the wave goes back into the ocean. The water of it's still there, but now it becomes part of the whole. It is integrated. Simply by relaxing the resistance, putting your thoughts to the side and feeling it. And if you really want to resolve this fully, resolve all the thoughts around it too. Because even though we're resolving the emotion, your mind will come back with these thoughts and keep attacking you with these thoughts until you go right back to the way you were. Because the mind is a big habit. So tackle this once and for all. Bring up the worst case scenario, whatever the issue is. The political discussion with your uncle, your mom trying to make you feel guilty, the people pleasing. What is the worst case scenario that you're so scared of? That you want to take drugs over, that you want to avoid this thing. What is the worst case scenario? Everybody hating you, everybody rejecting you, you getting into a huge fight and being alone, feeling unloved, feeling rejected. What is it? And bring up that thought of the worst case scenario and how it's going to make you feel, the image and the feeling, because that's what the mind is scared of. Whatever the mind is scared of and doesn't want to look at, that's what controls you. You will allow it to control you when you don't want to look at it. So just bring up the worst case scenario thought, that image in your mind and how it affects you, the emotion, everything. Make it as vivid as possible. You being living alone for the rest of your life, feeling shame, or what is it? What is it? And you just do the same thing you did with the emotion. You put that image of this worst case scenario, of this possibility of your future, together with the peace. You be willing to allow all thoughts up and all visions up in your imagination. God does the rest. This is the most useful way that your imagination can be used as a tool to help you resolve these traumas, these core emotions. Imagine the worst. You don't have to go through the worst, but I want you to imagine it as vividly as possible while you're feeling the peace. And just put the two together. Make sure the body's relaxed. Breath is nice and slow. You are 100% courageously willing to volunteer whatever comes up. Same thing with the emotions. The mind only wants to embrace the happy stuff. Winning the lottery, finding the love of your life, getting a brand new car. It only wants to embrace those visions of your future, but it doesn't want to embrace the entire other part of it. Getting sick, losing loved ones. It doesn't want to embrace any of that. And whatever you can't confront and embrace, that's what controls you. So embrace everything. Tap into the godliness inside you, which is the peaceful presence, and do what God does, which is embrace everything unconditionally. And when you do what God does, you will know God's peace. You're feeling it now. And stay there for a little bit longer, and you know when you're integrating all this properly, because you're in this total allowing state, body is nice and calm, breath is nice and slow, you're feeling God's presence all around you and inside you. Emotions and feelings are allowed to be processed and just embraced into the system, and your mind becomes quiet and still and empty. That's the real proof. Around this topic, around this problem, around the holidays, stay in the peace, maintain your abidance in the peace, and bring up the image of the problem around the holidays again. But now you're looking at it from God's peace. Go back to the mind, you'll probably feel anxiety again. We just resolved a lot of the emotions. Now stay in the peace of God and look at it, the problem that you wanted to resolve, this holiday problem, from God's point of view. Feeling the peace. What comes up for you now? Is it a problem? Is your mind attacking you with the same thoughts? When you're in the peace, start feeling anxiety and give in to the anxiety, you'll get anxious thoughts. Stay in the peace. Don't give in to the mind trying to pull you. Stay in the peace. And if you're starting to still feel anxiety of it, all that means is I didn't give you enough time to feel the emotions. I didn't give you enough time to process the thoughts. Just do this again. This is a tool. This is not just a meditation. This is a tool. There are recordings of it all over my social media channels. They're all pretty much the same. You probably noticed that. Just take one, do the same thing. You can get this down to the point where you can do this in a minute. Emotions come up and they just go through. Okay? The instruction is the same. Identify the emotion, relax the body, bring up the meditative peace of God, feel the emotion, allow it in the body, and don't go with the mind. That's it. And so, if your mind is more empty, more relaxed, at peace around this topic, that means you've had an energetic shift. There may be a physical release within 24 to 48 hours. You may feel what might feel like maybe a hot flash, or one lady reported was like shaking a little bit. A lot of times people report stomach problems and have diarrhea afterwards. I had to go to the toilet myself. There may be a physical release that goes along with this. That's why it's called somatic releasing. It's not just your mind and consciousness releasing this. Your body is actually releasing energy. Not many people know about this. Okay. So that might come with a physical release. And once this emotion is totally resolved, you'll be a different person. Like I said, if the emotion around these top button topics are 90% less, people are going to notice this. You're not engaging the way you used to. You're setting boundaries. You're not looking for an argument. You're letting people talk. And you're at peace. You're like, oh yeah, that is bad. You're right. Or you're right, I'm not good with money. You're right. But you're not upset. People will notice this. Your relationships may change. This shifts your personality. Your personality, your ego is holding on to all this unresolved emotion and trauma. And this is how you release it. And when you do, your ego, your personality becomes thinned out. God doesn't get rid of your ego. God rebuilds it into something more peaceful, more accepting, more emotionally neutral. something that's able to live life on life's terms and accept God's plan, life's path for you. Okay? So keep doing this. This is how you resolve these emotions. And really do your best to bring peace to people during the holidays by your very energetic presence. Okay, so hopefully this was helpful for everyone. If anybody's having a problem with this, please feel free to DM me or make a comment on some of the videos. I will help you. I'll even meet with you individually. I want to do this for free. Because once somebody showed this to me and to help me with my emotional issues, I just want to give this out for free. I want to bring peace to the world. You know, we need it. And I don't want to make it about money. I'm not going to make something about money that can heal people's lives and bring peace to them and stuff. Okay. So thank you very much, everyone, for participating in this. Thank you for all the hearts. Thank you for everyone who stayed. We'll see you next week. And namaste.